Hey, I'm back. I'm here. Oh my God. I'm here. Ah, okay. I was so trying. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? What the hell is happening? I know it's so hot in here. I know. Good evening. I kept screwing up the camera. It was going upside down. I was like, oh my God, what is wrong? Okay, so the first order of business, you guys, look. The first order of business is what? Is what? Ta-da! My hair's done. No one cares. I care. It was a family operation and we did my hair. So it was awesome. Okay. So it's shaved and it's bleached and it's done. And that's that. And that is what's done. Okay, I wasn't sure. I ducked out. Okay. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, it looks cool, huh? This is a good thing. So it's super short because I like it super short. And then I have my nails on. And so my nails look like I went to the salon. My hair looks like I went to the salon. And so that's what we have to do. We have to give them the finger and like look like we've been to the salon. So that's what we have to do, right? Right. We try not to burn our hair. If anybody's bleaching their hair out there, don't use more than 20% peroxide because you'll burn your hair. So I didn't do that. And then I used clipper size 6. That's what I did. Because really, I'm a little boy inside with, okay, I did your lip liner trick today. Good. See, I just did it too. I could take it off, but I take it off in the morning, right? Oh, thank you. Somebody likes my hair. I know the lip liner trick is true. You do here. We'll try to get it like, you don't want to always show the line like this, but I did tonight because I'm going back to the 80s. That's what I'm doing. But you don't always want to show the line. Like you can do a nude line and like inch it in so that your mouth looks like that. And you don't have to put poisonous shit in your face unless you want to put poisonous shit in your face. And then that's up to you. I like to put poisonous shit on my head. So, you know, it's that. Exactly. I know some people like the real ones. I kind of like, I don't know. I'm so used to wearing them like this, but yeah, it's interesting either way. Okay, Scotia, Canada on lockdown. You know what? Okay, so like weirdly, I went out today. Of course, it's not weird. I do this every day. And I was walking around and I realized like we are fucked because people are literally listening to these idiots and I consider them to be narcissists running the government, really. I don't know what to say. And I know there's a lot of people ask me about Q and following the government. I don't follow any government because I don't really believe what's going on. Thank you guys for the super chat. Thank you. I don't really, I'm not really buying it because there were so many things online today about, oh God, that, I don't know, Pillsbury Doughboy, you know, Bill Gates. I was going to call him George Gates, but like George Costanza, but Gates. Although I like George Costanza, but that's a whole other issue. But there were so many things, and it's like, oh my God, what is going on? But I was so glad to see, this is just me from my Cuban lifestyle, I guess. I was so glad to see Michigan literally picketing. And I love this sign. The guy's all in his mask. And but now, if you wore a mask covering your face like that, glasses and a hat on any other time, you'd be arrested. But this guy, he goes out. This guy goes out. Thank you for that. This guy goes out and he says, though he goes out looking like the fucking Unabomber, right? And he says, those who would give up liberty to purchase safety deserve neither. And you know, I thought about that and I was like, he's right. I don't fucking care. Thank you for that. Okay, I saw that name, Joyce. Thank you. I've got all of you guys up there. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. You have no idea. Now that I have puppy Jack, well, I don't have to take care of him. Anyway, he's grand puppy Jack. And Pippa, we have Pippa. But it's interesting because we're literally giving up our freedoms and it's very, very strange. Like, look, they're picketing and they're blocking the traffic and they're doing everything. Ohio was doing it the day before. I love this. Birx and Fauci, whatever, work for Gates. Action DeWine, whatever her name is, you work for Ohio. So Ohio's out there picketing. I heard Kentucky's picketing. Where was this? I don't know where this one. This was Lansing, Michigan again. Right there. So everybody, oh, see, Michigan, you got some balls. You guys got some balls. Californians, no offense to anybody I love in California, but what the hell is wrong with the state? Honestly, what is wrong with the state, really? Because nobody says anything here, and they just, like, somehow Newsom got voted in. What was that about? I guess people have their free choice, but what was that about? He coughs and then says, oh, I don't have the virus. It's like, okay, so you cough and say that? I cough and I'm saying I took the test and I don't have the virus. So I'm like, and? You know, you got the virus test. We didn't get the virus test. Yeah, well, we've all got to pick it. I told you it's going towards being a civil war. I mean, nobody wants to hear that, but thank you for that. I think that said Marilyn. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's going for, we are going for a civil war. You're not going to have it any other way, or we're going to have to acquiesce to their viewpoint, and I'm not going to live like this. And you know what I noticed? So me, in my 3 trips to grocery stores, 3 trips, 3 different grocery stores, no gloves on, and I even ate jelly beans when I got in the car with my gloves off after I touched everything in the store. That's what I did. How's that for rebellious? Okay. I literally did not wipe my hands and ate my jelly beans like I would any other time and said, fuck it. Anyhow, all of that aside, that was fun. I felt like a real daredevil. I was like, ooh, I just did that. That's what I said. I just did that. So I didn't wash my hands. I know I'm living, this is my version of living dangerously, as opposed to getting a knapsack and heading through Europe and living in hostels. No, or climbing a mountain I've never climbed. No, what I'm doing is eating jelly beans without washing my hands, and I am living dangerously. Thank you for that. I know. I did my hair. I really did. I did my hair. I have not done my eyebrows, but I have on these and now my hair, and so I'm super cute to look at myself in my house by myself. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what I noticed in the store, I went through the store and I was looking at paper towel because I wanted to see who had paper towel, what was up with the paper towel. You know what these fuckers did with the paper towel? Seriously. And I can't help it. My friend and I today were talking about how much the word fuck has come back, but really, you've got me on lockdown for some imaginary disease. Yes, people have the flu. Yes, people have a COVID something. They always have had it. These are stick-on nails, you guys. Press on. Kiss nails. Kiss. Mwah. Nails. Press on. Thanks to Estelle. Estelle from Jafra Cosmetics. My favorite. Anyway, she wore these, not this color, and then told me how to do it. So now I'm freaking stylish while I'm stuck by myself. That's right. But I went to get paper towel just to look, just to go out and see. And you know what? You know what was really interesting? I looked at the paper towel and they're putting it in 2 packs, right? Oh, got my Jafra stuff. How did you like it? I love Jafra. I love their under eye stuff. I love everything. As I tell you every night, like a nut. I'm a nut about it. And it's so weird because my mom used to work for Jafra, for Estelle's grandmother who started the company. And then I'm friends with Estelle. So there you go. Maybe she's not my friend after these videos. I don't know. I haven't heard from her today. Maybe we're not friends. No, I'm kidding. We're friends. We're always friends. And her mom, Jana's out there. Jana raised a good kid, like a super good kid. And she's all into astrology and crystals and everything plus makeup. If she were a man, I'd marry her. However, that's not the case either. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I went to get the paper towels. So I did that and I looked, and there's 2 things of paper towels. So there's 1, 2, and they're in packs. They're half the size they used to be. And it's like you can only take 1 pack with you. Thank you for the super chat, Nancy. And then we have Kim. Thank you so much. So you can only take one pack of these 2 towels with you, right? These 2 paper towels. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Bullshit. What they're doing, these people that were hoarding what everybody's doing, the companies, it occurred to me as I was looking, I'm like, these people are raising prices because we're shut down. They're not manufacturing on purpose. Thank you for that. Oh, thanks, Nicole. I didn't even see what that said. Now I have to pull that. She said, read something. Oh, somebody tell me what the hell that said. So we are being pushed into society. We are literally pushed back. We don't have any paper towel. We're not going to have meat soon. We're not going to have milk soon. They're going to, they confiscated the water, basically. It's not that they don't have enough. Thank you. Thank you for that. The name just went up. It's not, oh, look, I'm rubbing my nose. I wonder if I have it. Did I wash my hands? You'll never know. I'll never tell, but no one's here. So I can pick my nose all I want. Anyway, I can do what I want. But it's very interesting because now I realize it's not a supply and demand issue. It's manufacturers cutting back on everything, stopping the payment and the pricing, upping the pricing, stopping us from purchasing it. And once we get into that, we're going to let them. What is wrong with people letting them? What is that? Hold on. Did she say push that? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Please explain if we won this war on the spiritual side, why we were fighting on this side. Please explain. Okay. Thank you so much. That's Nicole. That's a good question. I'll explain it after this. Let me see. Does anybody else have a question here? Wish it could be more. No, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And let's see now that I know, wait, are you trying to, no, I'm not trying to end it. Ooh, why is that person saying that? Are you trying to end it? Let's see. Oh gosh. Okay. Thank you so much. The question. Okay. So the spiritual war on the other side. Wait, before I do that, I got to finish with the paper towel. So the paper towel, what they're doing is they're telling everybody they've got us like sheep and we're dumb. We're really fucking dumb. I'm so dumb. I can't stand myself. Like I'm so stupid. Like I'm pissed at myself for being a moron. I'm completely a dumbass because I am sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to Costco and I'm going to wait in line like an asshole. I don't really want to fucking wait in line for paper towel or toilet paper. I'm going to start peeing on the street. This is my motto. I'm actually going to pee on the street and I'm going to use my hands to wipe myself. That is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to film it and send it. Never mind. But no, I'm serious. They want us to wait in line. Do you think Trump will let it happen? Yes, he's letting it happen. Fucci's doing, I know. I'm sorry, I am going, well, I'm in Los Angeles. Everybody else goes on the street. What's the problem? You know that. We have tons of people going to the bathroom on the street, right? And never, never, never once did our mayor, he took money, but never once did he clean up the streets. He took money to put these people in this housing and then hides them somewhere. Actually, what he's done is he's bought out hotel rooms and the hotels have no choice about what they're going to do. And then the people go into the hotels, the homeless, and that's the way that is. So we're really messed up. But I noticed that they're holding back products. The products that you want, you can't get. And it's not supply and demand. Let's see, Fucci's being exposed, but that's not stopping anything. Everything is going around. I didn't get my check yet. I did not get my check. I have money to save that will be worth nothing in a couple of months. All your savings is going to be worth nothing. Why does the Bible say, about the medium things? Yeah, that's interesting. First, well, that's probably an easier question for me to answer than the spiritual war. So I'm coming over to spiritual war. Okay. First, but I'm going to do the mediums. Let's see what that says exactly before I answer it. Okay. Why does the Bible say not to seek mediums? Okay. I haven't read the Bible because I really don't care what it says, and I'll explain why. I don't know who wrote the Bible that we read. There's many different versions. So which version are you referring to? Is it really the version or is it one of the concocted versions? I can't go there. I know the 10 Commandments. That's about where I'm going with it. However, the Bible says, from people who've read it, who've told me, okay, that it says this. The Bible says the 3 wise men, okay, they were wise, followed the North Star. So charting the North Star is astrology on the advice of a prophet, medieval term for psychic and or medium. And then they ran into that little baby Jesus and brought him gifts of frankincense and myrrh, and that's what they did. That's what they did. I know the three wise men followed the North Star on the advice of a psychic, astrologers and psychics. Yeah, I don't know. The Bible says all kinds of things. The Bible says all kinds of things. However, here's what I'm going to say. I wouldn't tell anybody not to wait. The Bible is, yeah, I don't know if the Bible's a lie or not. I don't know which Bible people are referring to, and I don't know who wrote it, but I do know it says, at least everybody seems to celebrate it, that the three wise men followed the North Star on the advice of a prophet and found the freaking little baby Jesus. Okay, so the little baby Jesus lived there, and so the psychics told him. Mediumship, they probably want people to prophet, medieval term for psychic. So prophet is psychic, medieval term for psychic. Oh, old time term. As for the spiritual war, so, you know, I can't answer to the Bible. God put me here and I'm not doing anything, and this has been my calling, and I don't really care if people like it or not or whatever. I mean, it's not like I didn't grow up in a home where, you know, people thought I was a crazy bitch and just basically tortured me because of who I was. So I'm okay with being who I am. And I guess I will find out when I die where I go. But I try to help people. I'm not scamming people. I'm not putting curses on people. I don't know how to do that. I'm not taking their money. I'm charging for my time. So I know a lot of people say, well, if you're a real medium, why do you charge? I don't know. If you're a real fucking whatever it is you do for a living, why do you charge for a living? Same thing, because this is the currency of this planet and we have to pay our own. I know, well, Keithy did it. Keithy helped me, and we did it with trimmers, and, you know, we do stuff like this. Anyway, also did my own nails. There they are, but they're press on. Really easy. I use glue though. And remember, when you're pressing them on, wipe your nails with nail polish remover. Put the glue on the underside of the nail, stick it onto your nail, and then be a hottie in your own house by yourself, because the government wants you by yourself. That's the game here. Please be by yourself. I'm not doing it. I will not do it. I will hug who I want. In fact, I'm having Tourette's about that. I know, right? I will do what I want because it's my life. And what I'm not going to be, if I'm not sick, I'm going to go out. You know what I'm saying? And it should be my choice. If I have a relative that's sick, whether I spend time with them or not, that's like my choice. So when my babies were little and they were sick, and sometimes they had green snot coming out of their mouth, their nose, right? And Keithy had the chicken pox. I took Keithy everywhere with me in the car. He was always snuggled up to my face with those chicken pox and that green snot and all that crap, right? So I didn't care. He was Keithy, and I was going to cuddle him and see his little breath, although it was that kind of sick breath. But he was cute. And it's my choice. It's, again, my body, my choice. I hate to keep saying this, but, you know, I'm just fucking saying. Okay, so the spiritual war on the other side, we have won it. But what you have to understand, energetically, the timing is off. So what happens on the astral level, all of the stuff that happens on the astral level, time is kind of sideways to me, the way that I see it. So it goes linear, it goes side to side as opposed to up and down. And so when I see energy go like this, the astral level is quickened because we're not in physical bodies on the astral level. We're in our spirit bodies. So on Earth, just imagine, I guess imagine being in space if they really went to space. I'm sorry, I had to put that. I'm not saying, I just had to do it, you know. I thought it was funny to add that conspiracy into everything. So when you're in space and you're floating because there's no gravity, right? And then you come back to Earth, it becomes very dense and everything is very slow and everything is very, you know, lick the card handles. Oh, I'm dying to lick some doorknobs. I'm going to put that out there. You know I'm going to get arrested. It's only a matter of time. It's freaking only a matter of time. It's this close to happening. And you know it. But what I feel is the astral level, the energy opens up so quickly. And then as a result, what happens is when we come back here, we're fighting here. So the energy is very, very slow, dense, and thick. I feel maybe the timing is a bit off, but I'll tell you, how is my camera out of focus? Because I can see. A lot of people is the end. Oh, a lot of people camera is fine. Okay. I get very confused. Camera is fine. I'll take the word of camera is fine. I am now sweating. I'm just going to open my curtains over there. I have to because it's so hot in here and I didn't put on the air. So we're going to do this. I just opened my curtains there. Now I'm back. I'm like, let me be rude. Okay, let me do it. Let me be rude. Yeah, so anyway, I had the most fun today because I understood energetically when you're speaking about what's happening on the astral level, what's happening on Earth. They're actually fighting on the Earth level from us finding out what's going on. So it's like we're going backwards and forwards. If I were to say anything in truth, I feel it's going to probably be November. But even if the spiritual war is won, it doesn't look, you know what? I've got to say it. I guess when we ascend is when we'll find out. But I do feel the war has been won. But here's the thing. People ask me every day, oh, Q and Trump and this and that. I don't buy any of that. I go by my gut instinct, literally by my gut instinct. And I don't believe, this is just me, call me a cynical bitch, a dumbass, Canadians are very, suspect because we were basically held hostage in communism growing up in Canada. If you've grown up in Canada, you know what I'm talking about. There's a sense of socialism, which is just absurd. And the amount of taxes, it just keeps you drained. Okay. Thank you for that. So the way that we see, there's a lot of people out of Canada all over the internet that are like, fight the establishment, go off the grid, survivalists. It seems to be a Canadian thing. Like we are fucked over from being in that country. The bullshit that goes on, the nonsense that you hear. And I just remember it growing up and I had to take off. I just couldn't do it. I was never going to be able to elevate myself in that country because I was going to have to subscribe to the country's mindset and I didn't want to. But having said that, it's a beautiful country and I miss my home country. When I go to visit, I miss it because there's certain things in Canada that are not duplicated in any other country. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. But the thing that I notice most right now, the issue that I see, which I think is blocking everything, is people are believing it's up to other people to do this and that. And I keep thinking, and again, I have not read the Bible. I've heard pieces of it and read fragments, but what Bible and who wrote it, and I wasn't alive then, so how the hell do I know? I don't. I just go by what I feel. I love maple syrup. Somebody put maple syrup, I'm like, yummy. Maple syrup. Quebec's always been very difficult. Quebec's been a difficult country. I mean, a difficult province. It wants to be its own country. It wants to succeed from the rest of Canada. Oh, thank you there, Australia. I see Australia. There you go, Queensland. What the problem is energetically between the astral level and here and the war being won here is that none of us, okay, me, you, people watching, we are, but on a whole, we are not working together and we tend to take the word of people around us that are in the government. We tend to take the word of these people. And actually, we don't even question it. They stand up there and they say shit. How the hell do we know who they are? Pardon me, but whose dick did they suck to get there? So as far as I can see, I trust none of it. And that is also a Canadian thing. But people are too easy to like follow the leaders, follow the leader, follow the leader. It's like the Wizard of Oz. When you pull back that screen, nothing exists. They're just being intimidated. It's very strange. But I do know the war has been won spiritually. Like you cannot take what is not yours. So I know that. And I know it's been going on over there for like 5 years. And so I'm not sure when it's going to come here, meaning on the earth level. But I do feel when I look at the energy, I get very nervous because I feel, yes, there's heaven and hell, but not the way that we think it. I feel like the people have to stand up like in the Bible. No, I can't trust anybody. I don't know Trump. And Trump's a businessman. And I'm sorry, I don't trust him. I don't trust any politician, no matter who they are, no matter what they say. I don't trust you unless I've talked to you myself and looked at you in the eye. I do not trust that. I don't. And I never will. I don't even trust, and I'm going to tell, this is something that pisses my family off to no end. I don't trust people that say, okay, just forgive me for saying this, but you know, when women that are single and dating and they're like, oh, wear a condom. And okay, they say that when you're single, when you're dating to protect yourself. I actually think if you were smart, you'd wear a condom through your whole marriage. Now, that's not fun, so don't look at me. I'm not going to do that. But I actually think marriage partners would do that because you don't know anybody at all. And I'm serious. You don't know what someone does when you're not around. I'm really sorry. True. So when you say trust Trump, I'm like, he's the least person I know. Okay. I really don't know him. I'm not in bed with him. I'm not looking at him at breakfast. I can't even look him in the eye. I see that he has that Fucci guy up there and that Deborah Bricks or Burks or whatever the hell her name is. I see that he has those people. Those people have very clear lines to corruption, and he still is talking to them. I don't know what to say about that, but that doesn't make me trust him. That, and I don't care. Keep your enemies closer, Q, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's time. I really don't. I mean, I actually think there's parts of the Q stuff that is truthful. There's parts of that, but then there's parts of the other things that don't make sense. And why would, yeah, he needs to expose people now. So why would you keep the American people? I don't want to play your head game. I don't want to play your head game. And don't tell me that people can't handle what's going on. No, the children, yeah, I believe the children. No, it's true. It's true. I mean, whatever, but I don't believe, okay, if I'm a head of a household, like a president is a head of a household, okay? So a president is like the parent over everybody. Now, first of all, I disagree with that concept, but that is what he is. Like he's, oh, the government, big brother, daddy, whatever, mommy, whatever it is. Fuck that. I don't need that. I already had that growing up. I don't need that shit, okay? And I don't need anybody telling me what I need to do because they're causing the problem. But put that aside and say that you have somebody up there that's somewhat intelligible and educated and whatever. Yeah, but it's not anyone's job to look out for the people. It's presumptuous to assume that we can't look out for ourselves. They have taught people to go on welfare because when you give people money, they're not going to try to do anything because you're giving them money. Why would they? If I could get money now, which I still didn't get that fucking check, but if I could get money now, why am I going to work? Seriously, because I'm lazy. I like to eat chips. The only reason I exercise is so those chips don't get on my ass, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like very weird. But just look at this. If you are a parent, if you have raised children, and there's a hard thing that you have to do in life, okay, pertaining to the spiritual war, why are you withholding information under the assumption that your children are too fucking stupid to know what's going on in the world? You're not giving them choice, you're withholding, and therefore there's something that doesn't sit right with me. Making some people wait, human beings wait, to connect with people based on a lie is bullshit. And so I don't trust that. Sorry. I really don't. You can have your opinion and I can have mine, as I say, and this is mine because it's my YouTube. Finally. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I had a hard job with my kids, I would tell them this. But getting back to the spiritual war, it's been going on a long time. And if I were to actually look at it, let's go back in history. And now, I got to go get my water. My mouth is so dry. You know why? Because I literally brush my teeth with baking soda, and I think that is hideous. But I'm going to get my water. Yet again, I'm leaving. Hold on. Okay. So they say the virus lives on plastic, and yet all the water we put up to our mouth through the factory comes from, I don't know where and who touched it. Is this a death-defying act, drinking water? Am I putting myself at risk here? I didn't spray that down because I just don't want to drink the water with the spray on it. Okay. So having said that, no, I've researched Q. I know what people say, but it doesn't matter to me what people say. I go on my own instinct. I don't care. I mean, I don't care what people say. I have to see for myself. So I choose in my life to see for myself. I don't care. I mean, I know what I know about certain people from firsthand experience, and that is where I make my judgment. If I haven't met the president and I don't know what he's really doing, and he's a man, no offense, I don't trust him in a position of power with billions of dollars. I am an anarchist. I'm totally for, I'm totally for that. You have no idea. I trust no one in government. I never have. I don't believe in it because I believe the structure of government is based on fallacy. I guess tribes have their own leaders within the tribes, but we have no control over this, and we've allowed it to get like this. Do you know how stupid we are? We actually listen to these dumb fucking people on the media, controlled by the money, controlled by the government, controlled by this. And we went, oh, okay, yes, a master, we get in our house. Oh, we scared, we good. I mean, I don't even know how to imitate that. It pisses me off so bad. And then you had these fucking people. Yes, people for Androchrome users need to be held accountable. But here's the thing. Q didn't need to tell anyone that. If you've worked in Hollywood, you already know that. That's factual. That's why I haven't been to a movie in 20 plus years. One time with grandbaby sitting, that dumb show, The Minions. It was really stupid. But other than that, I'm not in a movie theater. I'm not paying for it, and I'm not sitting down. And that is why I am like that. It is the rest of the country that goes, oh my God, these people are fucking famous. Da, da, da. London got real demonetized after they pulled, I got to look at this again. I see this. London got real demonetized and pulled from YouTube and David Icke interview. Oh, you mean London Real? Is that what you're talking about? I'm not so familiar with that, but he was on that show and they got demonetized. What kind of a country are we living in where you can't say what you want, but I have to listen to these COCK suckers, because I can't swear anymore today, but I have to listen to them coming through my TV telling me bullshit? But David Icke can't say what he wants to say. Hey, whether I agree with David Icke or I don't agree with David Icke, or, I think he's crazy or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what to say. We paid Charlie Sheen to go on TV and do 2.5 Men, and it's kind of known that he was into the things he was into. Everybody on the staff knew, everybody knew, but let's give him 60 million a year because, he's special, and you average bitch, you don't count, or you average Joe, you don't count. So it's kind of interesting. So no, I don't trust anyone. I trust what I know with myself, and that is how I'm going to be. I'm not giving people trust because they're in a position of power. That has never been me. It must be a past life thing, but I don't trust anybody. I don't trust Democrats. I don't trust Republicans. I'm down the middle in both areas, and I'm probably what they would call an independent person, not subscribing to either side. I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to authority over human beings. I am my authority through God. Okay, so my authority is God, and I act according to my God, which is the traditional God and Jesus. So put it that way, okay, in case you're thinking I mean something else with all the information going out there. So what I say when I'm out on the street is, my authority is not you, some fucking man on the side of the street in a cop uniform. Who are you? And you know what? If I was black and I said that in the South 10 years ago, they'd have put a bullet in my head and then said that I tried to kill them. So why are we listening to these people? They do it all the time. They do it all the time. So I don't know what to say. Spiritual war is different. To get through the levels here, we have been held hostage for probably, it goes all the way back throughout history, but we have been held hostage, especially in the last 25 years, really, quite frankly. Now, I was talking to Libra Lori the other day, and oh my God, what were they spraying? Malathion, I think. And I remember this. Okay, so I was in Burbank. My kid was in my belly. My Jason was in my belly. So this will be 28 plus years ago, because he'll be 28 soon. Anyway, can you believe that? That little baby's going to be 28 with this fat face. Oh, anyway. So I was in Burbank, and they told us to bring in our pet dishes, cover the cars, something like this, because they were going to spray something over Burbank. So meanwhile, I'm about 8 months pregnant, and they're spraying malathion through the skies over the people. Hello? Like, do we have a choice? Like, you're just poisoning us, and then I got a baby in my stomach. What if my baby gets it? What if my cat inhales it? What if my dog inhales it, right? What is all of that? Yeah, so what I was saying is the government is notorious. Thalidomide babies that took the thalidomide medicine when in the 60s, and then they came out with no arms. Like, don't we know what is caused by what is going on? And I can't handle stupid people. I really can't. I can't handle them. And actually, if what it really reminds me of is apartheid, because the black people in Africa, okay, outnumbered the white by 80%, but they listened to the dumbass white people. Why? Why didn't they just get up, stand in those people's faces, and just take them out? Like, it's the same with the American people. I don't understand. I can't, my brain, I feel like Braveheart. Like, I feel like I'm a crazy person, but I understand how Braveheart felt. And I always wonder where, like, the Mexican cartel is when you need them, because the Mexican cartel just fucking takes you right out. And, you know, I'm just like, doesn't seem like a bad policy. I mean, minus the drug trafficking and shit, but they just take people right out. So the spiritual war is actually being blocked on earth right now. Like, if you can't feel the energy, and I do feel, to answer your question, I do feel, and I'm sorry, forgive me for this. It is Nicole. Nicole, to answer your question directly, the energy in the spiritual war right now, we are actually being toned down vibrationally. I don't know how many of you feel tired. I don't know how, if you're noticing it, but our energy is being pulled down vibrationally, and it's extremely hard to get anything done, let alone think, let alone get your groceries. Like, I go to the store and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what am I doing? Not sure. So it's very interesting, and I don't understand why we allow this to happen, but we do. So exactly what I was saying, like, yeah, the energy is so dense. So the spiritual war is being blocked on this side. So we are winning, but they're twisting or bending the way that it's happening. And I honestly feel in order to free your soul, we have to take action together as people. And if we don't take action, then we might as well just go suck their dicks, because they win. Really, they win. We don't. I know I'm graphic, but this is who I am. I've always been this way, by the way, which has offended pretty much everybody in my life. Sorry, true story. Yeah, I know, right? But I know that. The following of the rules. I'm being texted. I think it's April here. My phone, wait, before I even get into that, I was texting Vanessa and I was calling somebody a whore on my phone. That's terrible. Anyway, she sent me a picture of somebody and I'm like, I'm trying to print a whore. My phone is correcting it to the word white. I'm like, no, I meant whore. And every time I put fucking, it says duckin'. Shit shot. I mean, it's like, shut up and stop monitoring me. I'm going to say what I want to say. And if you don't, I mean, whatever. But it's so interesting because people that follow the rules, and I said this, I wrote this down, and I'm going to say it again. When this first happened, and I was posting pictures of being on the trails, the little jealous trail bitches, okay, that I know personally. I know these people. I'm talking about a few of them, and the C word applies to them at this point. And no, I'm not going to be friends with them because they were such baby whining fucking rule followers that I cannot associate with people like that. So I'm not going to. But they actually, I literally had somebody write me, well, I hope this isn't because you're supporting Trump, and I wish you wouldn't express that opinion. Well, I wish you wouldn't talk to me, but there you are, opening your mouth. There you fucking are. So I had that, and I was like, wow, you are like a bitch ass first. And if I wouldn't get arrested, I would have socked you one in the face, but I'm not 15 anymore. So I'm going to refrain with my anger management issues. But the other thing is, who are you that you tell? I'm not even saying you see people robbing a bank and you tell, or robbing your neighbor's house. I'm saying someone is exercising in the sun and enjoying themselves, and you're going to tell on them. You're going to tell on them? Really? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to tattle? Because I'm going to kick your ass, and I'll do it in a way that doesn't put a finger on you. I'll do it in a different way. So don't worry. For people like that, there are repercussions in life. There really are. There will be something that comes back that they're trying to hide, that they will be, I don't know, that will be outed with them. But it was very interesting because I realized that those same people that want to be good, okay, ones in school, pick me, I'm special. Here, teacher, here's a cookie. You know those ones in school, you just look at them and go, fuck you. What is wrong with you? Anyway, these people are the same ones in Nazi Germany when Hitler said to kids in the Hitler Youth, and this was told to me by people that know more about it than I do, that they told the Hitler Youth to literally turn in their parents and to turn in the neighbors that were Jewish. So your tattletaling, you bunch of bitches, on any level gets people put into positions which could cost them their life. Is that worth it to your soul? Even to like, are you 5? And we're not even talking about Hitler, but it's going to get into that state. I feel it going down that road. I can kind of feel it. But to answer your question, specifically, the reason that we don't feel ourselves winning here is because something about the energy is being blocked. We're literally being pulled backwards right now. It's very strange. I'm not sure why that's happening or what the purpose of that is, but we are literally being pulled down. Okay, so we're being pulled backwards energetically, and it's a huge problem. So the problem with it is that most of us tend to ignore. They've got us high or drunk, or they're fucking with our heads, or whatever they're doing. It might be the 5G. I don't actually know if that's what it is. I really don't know what that is. I mean, I don't know that it can be good. I mean, just the way the factories aren't good in the air, you know, cars aren't good. So I mean, you know, whatever. But we're not going to stop using our phones, so we might as well just say it. I mean, I don't think you can fix it. The way that you could fix it is if all people, listen to me, my Cuban lifestyle is coming back. They do use low frequency weapons. They've been doing that for years. They've been lowering the frequencies. I could always hear it because my ears would ring in the morning when I would get up, and it would actually put, like, your energy kind of sleeps. But I think the way that we could fight it is each and every one of us has to stand up and go as a group of hundreds of thousands of people literally to Washington, D.C. and say, get the fuck out of our lives. It's not their lives, it's our lives. Okay, they're part of our lives, but they need to actually step aside because this is bullshit. And I have no problem doing it. In fact, I will step up and do it. Even with a gun pointed at my head, I'm not going to shut up. But they want you not to do it. So they're making fear tactics out there. It's ridiculous. And we have Newsom out there saying, oh, he coughed. He's not really sick. He took a test. Well, hello, Newsom. We can't get tests. So aren't you the special little pretty boy that's got a test because you paid $600 for it? Well, how did you get a test and the rest of us didn't? And how are you going around with a cough and telling us it isn't that? How do we know? Where's your certificate, Newsom? And where's your mask? Put your fucking mask on. See, they're just, and the fact that everybody watches this and doesn't say a word, I mean, oh my God, what is wrong with people? Lead by example. That's like, I always wondered this, and I used to say it when I was in grade school. This is how bad I was. But when somebody would talk to me in my family about, you know, being a better person and being this and being that, my window's open now, I'm being obnoxious. But when people would talk to me about that, I would say to them, I'm sorry, and your behavior, and I mean, I would be like 8, and I would say, aren't you the drinker, and don't you smoke? How dare you even talk to me? Don't even bring that. And I was a kid. I'd be like, until you can set an example, don't be telling me what to do. And I'm saying that to our government. None of them are wearing masks. Why are we? Why are we? Why are we? Just asking. They're not, but we are, because we're dumb. I've come to the conclusion human beings probably need to be killed because we're so stupid. And I'm saying that about myself. Like, but we watch them on TV and we vote them in. None of us should vote. That's how you would stop it. Stop voting. Stop paying taxes. Yeah, I know they killed David Koresh in Waco for saying such things and twisted around. But technically, if everybody stopped doing those things and just basically said, no, we're not going to do this, are they going to make each and every one of us? But you've got some scaredy cats who aren't going to do it. So they're the ones that are going to be the holdouts, and then the rest of us are going to be punished, and on it goes. So yeah, I don't know what to say. On the positive side of things, I will be going to the bathroom on the street in broad daylight so that everybody can see me. That is what I will be doing. And since there's a run on toilet paper, I'm going to use my hands or like the towels from inside wherever. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it on camera, and I'm going to do it on the side of the street. I'm going to do it everywhere. Not really bad bathroom things, just peeing, okay? I can't do the other stuff in public, but I'm going to just pee. That's what I'm going to do. That's my way of rebelling. I'm not going to go on a hunger strike because I'm self-medicating with food at this point. So I'm liable to be 5,000 pounds by the time we get out of here. But see here, I don't watch TV. But here's the thing. If we don't do something about it, it's going to get so far out of control that it's not a problem. And so today I was at my second CVS store, because I do that. I go from store to store to store every single day. I'm in a store because I'm not going to not be. And so you're going to have to come make me. Anyway, this really cute guy. Now this was funny because I was looking at everybody, every idiot. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Yeah. Okay, being your PR, sending you text. I've got a bunch of texts coming in. It's funny, but it's interesting because I went into the CVS and all us idiots were wearing our masks because I've already been kicked out 5,000 times, and I had to get some more nail glue for my nails because I lent my glue to my neighbor so she could do her nails because I'm encouraging beautifying during this time. So I'm sitting there and this really hot guy walks in and he saunters in, and there's a sign that says, don't come in the store if you don't have your mask on. And I have been kicked out because I try it. My kid was kicked out. I was kicked out. Anyway, cute guy comes in. He didn't have his mask on, and everybody just let him walk by. And I'm like, bravo, cute guy. Not only are you hot, you're not wearing a mask. So anyway, and then I had to take my mask off because I'm like, oh, he probably won't even look in my direction if I have a mask on because he is going to think I'm an idiot, and I can't have that. So off went my mask and back out to the car I went. But it was funny. Yeah, I know. I can't wear the mask. It's just ridiculous. But I have to when you go in the store because literally they escorted me out of the store twice. And sometimes I'm trying to get food or I'm trying to get like nail glue. And I know, hey, hot guy, look, my mask's not on either. He's so cute. This is me. I'm at the cash register and I turn around and I'm like, oh, look at cute guy over there. He's not wearing any mask. You know, he was and he was dressed well too. It wasn't like he was like a fuck you, I'm drunk and high, I'm not going to wear a mask. He was like well dressed. So I was like, this is great. Yeah, I know, eye candy without the mask. With the mask, it would have ruined everything. It's been a big problem. So yeah, that was fun. That was my adventure. I know, Aries, I bet. Exactly. No mask. My son's in Aries rising, Jason, and he got kicked out of 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven he's been going to since he was a little kid. So he just like put his shirt up like this and he runs in as if that's going to stop anything. And all these idiots wearing their t-shirts around their faces and their mittens on their faces and their underwear on their faces and all of this. Do you really think that's keeping out germs? And do you think the little masks that they're giving you are doing anything? Do you think so? No, no, and no. Do you know what does something? Staying away. I can see the distancing until, you know, they're satisfied, but stay away. Like, don't get up in people's face. But what if you want to get up in their space? I'm going to bring it up again. What if you want to be in their space and you want to be up in their underwear? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to meet a guy for the first time and go, hey, you know, and I mean, what are you supposed to do? Get a certificate to make sure? You don't even do that with sex to see if they have AIDS or syphilis or herpes or venereal warts or any of that things. What are you going to do? You're going to go, oh, I can't kiss you because, you know, excuse me, hot guy, go away. Get back 6 feet. I mean, it's not going to work, but please. But you do know what it is. It is a social agenda, okay? And again, this goes back to winning the war from the astral level to the earth level. if they disconnect the God source energy, so if they cut the information off that we're being downloaded, if they cut it off, okay, with fear, then they stop the area of speech, thought, recognition, looking at somebody's face, doing all of those things. They cut out the chakra area, okay? The vaccine is going to slow us down even farther. And so when you think about it like that, what they're doing, and then not hugging people or not even getting close. Like if you meet somebody, and I'm not even talking underwear, who said that? I said that on their head. There's been some people, I've seen some smart asses in my neighborhood. I'm serious. I saw somebody wearing a pair of shorts over their head to get in the store, probably because they didn't have a mask in the car. And I think they were stinky gym shorts. And I was just like, oh God. I was like, ugh. It just made me go crazy. But it was, I was like, that's inventive. But I want to put on like a mask from here and walk in a store. And then they go, you're not wearing your mask. Yes, I am. It's not covering your mouth. I don't care. It says wear a mask. Specify where the mask is. Oh God, I'm just up for causing trouble, really. I just really want to cause trouble at this point in my life. I don't even care. I don't even care. Wear a tinfoil hat. Exactly. Put the tinfoil hat on your head and wear it. Oh God, don't tempt me, really. But you know what? There is something to be said. This will sound weird. There is something to be said for putting that to protect this area on your head. Okay, wait, somebody's sending me something here. Hold on. Is this Nicole again? Nicole, you're spending too much money. Wait, I got my government check, so sending it your way. Can you please export? No, Nicole, keep your money. Thank you so much, but you need your money. I was born in September. I feel more Virgo, but I want to hear your opinion. Okay, so, people born on the cusp. That's an interesting way of putting it. Let me just finish my train of thought. Okay, so just 1 second with that. But what we have to do literally is not allow them to cut off our energy fields, because when I know Nicole's spending too much money. Nicole should save that for fake nails in the store. Nicole, no more sending me any more money. Thank you so much. I know. Okay, wait a second. The way to word it with the energy, just to finish this, is when your energy chakras are cut off, they're cut off so that you can't align with people. So just think about this. When you walk in a store or you walk into a party and you meet, I'm a girl and I meet a girl I like, and I'm not going to sleep with her. It's not a sex partner because I'm not that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, let me just say, literally, okay, if you walk in a store or walk in a party and you really see somebody that you mesh with, you get close and you talk to them. That's because your energies are resonating together, and it's part of bonding, and you giggle and you get, like this. And I'm not even talking sex. Imagine you meet a guy in a bar or you do that, and you literally have to stand across the room. You can't even get in their energy field to see if they're right for your energy. And I'm talking on personal level, friends, this kind of thing. And imagine not hugging your children. Literally imagine that. It's ridiculous. And that's why we're not winning. Exactly. Okay, now on to Nicole's question of cusps. Everybody has this question, I think. Okay, so when you're doing, wait, what birthday did she say? I think she said September 22nd. Okay, so having said that, I just have to run something here. Okay, so a cusp, what the cusp is the cusp, okay, it's the division between houses in the natal chart. So the cusp is like when you look at a natal chart and the pie, the cuts in the pie, that is what the cusp is. When people say, and this drives me crazy personally, but when people say they're born on the cusp, there isn't really such a thing. You can lean towards the cusp, but let me word it a little bit differently. This is just my experience with it. Each sign goes from 0 to 30 degrees. So you start off at 0, you end at 30. You can be born anywhere from 0, 1 second into the sign to 29 degrees and 48 seconds at the end of the sign, or 58 seconds at the end of the sign. So when you're born on the cusp, you're either 00 of Libra, or you're 29, 28, 27, 29, 36 of Virgo. So what you really have to know is your time of birth, your place of birth, and then you run the chart for that time. And even if it is 29 degrees, you will have the influence of the next sign. However, the last degrees and the first degrees in an astrology chart are particularly important because you're not getting out of that sign until you complete that sign's energy. So you have to actually learn it. They're very specific points. So 29 degrees is when, if you're born in the last degrees of a sign, there's a lot of stuff that's happening under that sign. So the way that it works is your focus would be really strongly on that sign. So at 28, 20, 27, 28, 29 degrees of Virgo, your sign would be very, very focused. Either the sun was in the sign or not. That's correct, but it's the degree. So you can't be born on the cusp. You can be born, okay, wait, Nicole has made me feel guilty. Okay, don't, please don't feel guilty. I know, thank you all. And Nicole was overly generous tonight. But Nicole, actually, to answer specifically Nicole's question, she needs to send me magic 29 degrees. No, it is, but 29th degree in every single sign means something different. So you actually have to go, and I can't remember what every sign, I know in Taurus it's a homicidal degree, okay? That's what I do know. But other than that, I keep the other signs. 29, 5 degree, my son, yeah, Cancer, 20, that's a Cancer. That's not a cusp baby. That's somebody who is experiencing cancer in an extreme degree. So you aren't on the cusp. But keep in mind, when you are born at 29, my ascendant is 29 degrees and 43 seconds of Leo. Okay, so it's in the last seconds of Leo. So the influence in my life by the time I'm a couple of years old is going into Virgo, but I experience the 29th degree. So it's kind of more like a meshing over of things, but you really have to know your actual time of birth and your place of birth, because it depends. If you're born, for example, wherever, Sweden, it's going to be a lot different than if you're born in USA or Canada. So these things are going to be different. So the cusp is the division between houses. Now, if a planet is traveling up on the cusp, that planet has an effect on the cusp and the house that it goes into. But the first degrees or the last degrees of a sign mean that you focus more on that sign. So Nicole, if you're there, you've got to send me, you have to actually send me your time of birth. I'm confused. No, I'm confused. I'm confused. You're not confused. I'm confused. It's people, the cusp, I have to show you a chart to show you exactly what I mean by that. It depends. It really depends. And keep in mind, 29 of Leo, royalty. I know. Don't say the same as Trump's, please. I can't go there with my friends that don't want to hear it. I know. Regulus is on it. I get it. I'm almost 0. Brian thinks I'm 0 Virgo now because he just thinks I am, because I think he thinks I have bad OCD. Oh God, I'm still confused. The cusp is the hold on, I'll tell you in 1 sec. Cusp is the division. If Nicole is there, Nicole, I need your time of birth, because I'll just answer that question for you right now, wherever Nicole is. If she can hear me. So I know you're there, Nicole. Pop back up. Don't send me any more money. Pop back up with a chat and tell me your time of birth right there. Oh God, why can I not see? This is the problem. I bleached my hair and now my eyesight's gone. Oh God, I'm sorry. Get it? The eyesight's gone. The camera. Never mind. Okay. We worry about poison in our food, but we definitely put it on our heads. Okay. Yeah, see, it's interesting because if you're born late in the day, you're going to be in the next sign. Okay, so what is, somebody said they're confused, and I'm confused. Nicole, wait, where's Nicole? Nicole, come back. Peroxide poisoning. It's exactly right. This is my issue. Okay, this was a transits chart. So when you're talking about cusps, this was a transits for April 15th, 2020. So today's transits. So when you're talking about the cusps, we're talking about the division lines between houses. You see how the chart looks like a pie? Oh, I think Nicole sent me a message on over here. Where did she? I'll send it to you. Got to get a hold of it and find it. Please do, and I will answer for you. Please do, and I will. Okay, I'm going to answer for Nicole. She can hear me over here. Please do. I will answer your question. I will answer her question. She's got to find her time of birth, so she maybe can't do it right now, but I will answer her question off air after this. I promise. I will do it for you so she knows. So she knows. Okay. And thank you, Nicole. Okay, so she knows. As I interrupt myself texting everywhere. But when you saw the astrology chart, when you see it, the cusps are the divisions between, okay? So they are the cuts in the pie. So by degree, your sun moves into that, but you can't actually, okay, technically you could be born with your sun on the cusp of the next house, yes, but your sun is still in the sign that it's in, whether it's the last degrees of Virgo or the first degree of Libra. So that's it, August 25th. Well, you're definitely a Virgo. That's it. Mine was on the 5th. Okay, well, 5th is in the sign. The 2nd, the 24th, you're Leo. 20th, you're Taurus. Actually, could depend on the day, the time during the day. April 20th. July 22nd, 93. Okay, I can't see that quick. So when we're referring to cusps, we're referring to the division between houses, and we're referring to that energy between the houses. But when planets creep up on it, the planet can have its effect in the house that it's butted up against on the cusp, okay? So if you have your sun on the 5th house cusp, your sun is taking on the energy and pushing its energy into that house. If you have 6 planets going into one house, it's going to affect the house it's moving into. But your sun sign by degree is either in one sign or the other. It doesn't like meander all over the place. So that's how it works actually with that. And it depends again on your time of birth, where you were born. Wait. Oh, God. Wait, Laura. I'm so confused. I think Laura Ingraham is having Bill Gates on her show. Or she's fucking him. Someone said relationship here, and I'm like, I'm traumatized now. Like this. Wait, hold on. Let me see what this said. Okay. Oh, it's somebody who's not watching. Laura Ingram's having Bill Gates relationship with who on next? Okay, let me know. Let me know. I'm on YouTube and I'll report. Okay, there. So that's coming in. That comes from my other group, my group of smart friends, as Libra Lori and I call them, the rocket scientist friends. And we can't keep up with their chatter. So the house cusp is interesting because it's the division, and it basically sets the parameters of where the planets travel through your chart. So it's the parameters of where everything goes. Each planet and sign is in 0 to 30 degrees of the sign that it's in. It cannot like wander between two signs. It can have effects of other signs depending on what decan it's in. So the first 10, 20, or third, but it cannot like suddenly because you have a Scorpio sun, you know, it's going to go backwards into Libra. It's not like that really. It's whatever degree your sun is in, and then it moves into the next sign. So it's very specific about that, and the parameters are 0 to 30 degrees. So that's what you do. Okay. Oh God, people are throwing things. Can you do an example? Okay, I didn't see that. Hold on, somebody just sent me this. Can you do an example of mine? August 9th, born in Colombia at 10:30 p.m. What you can do, message me on wherever the hell I am. Where am I? Facebook. It's easier if I do that because If I have to do everybody's right now, I'm not going to be able to do it that quickly. So just message me on Facebook and I'll tell you that. I'll look it up and tell you that on the messenger. Make sure you message and give me a day because I'm probably going to get a lot of messages. So, and I'm talking to, who is this up here? This is Glitter Beauties. So Glitter Beauties, I will answer that for you too. Okay, somebody has a December 18th there. That's super cute. That's Keithy's birthday. Also Brad Pitt's birthday. Also Keith Richards' birthday. Also Christina Aguilera's birthday and somebody else. Really, I just really care about Brad Pitt's birthday on that day. Okay, I'm over it. But okay, so with astrology is a lifelong pursuit. So it's something that you study always, and it takes, wait, Nicole sent me a message. Maybe we can get Nicole's up here. As my mouth dries out. See, why is this happening? Okay, here we go. Okay, I am going to do Nicole's right now. Jacksonville, Florida, 1984 at 6:35 p.m. I gotta open that. I'm gonna do it. Okay, Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, 1984. Nicole's young. She's lucky. That's beautiful. 1984. 1984. And then, what time did she say? I'm going to show you. I'm going to do this one for her. 6:35 p.m. Oops, 6:35 p.m. You got to get the PMs or the AMs right. I did a chart today and I did it completely upside down. I'm like, that's not going to work. So that's funny. Okay, Jacksonville. Oops. Jacksonville, and then we're putting in Florida. That sounds fun. I love Florida. You know why I love Florida? It's got a bunch of birds, and I love alligators and swamp buggies. I don't want to be thrown off a swamp buggy. I just really like them. Okay. All right. So Nicole, there you are. Exactly. She is literally, I want you to see this, 004 seconds, 00 and 4 seconds into Libra. So you are in effect a Libra. You are 4 seconds into the sign of Libra. So you're really learning the Libran experience in this life. You're not even middle degrees. You're not like grounded into it. You are literally taking on Libra in this life. So the way, and it's interesting because you do have Virgo in your chart. Your Mercury's in Virgo, which is good because it gives you a perceptive mindset. So I can see why you would think, and I'm gonna send you something after, but I will send it to you still on the email after about this. But your Mercury would give you the mindset of a Virgo, which I think is where your confusion is. So you would have the mindset of a Virgo, articulate, questioning, seeing things when they're not, right, crooked, whatever. You can go in a room and go, hey, that wall looks a little bit off kilter there. But your sun is in Libra, so the experience is that of balance, which means you've lived an unbalanced life. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but the experience of Libra is to learn through balance. So you are learning through balance. And so, but I get where your Mercury's in Virgo, why this would make you think both ways. And it's interesting, your sun's in the 7th house, so you're a Pisces rising. I don't know if you care about that, but you are a Pisces rising with a Leo moon, okay, with a Leo moon, and you are sun in Libra. You also have Venus in Libra. Look at that. Your Venus goes into the 8th house, a little bit of, conjunct Pluto and Saturn in the 8th house. So we're working out a lot of things about ourselves, but I will message you later with that. That's interesting. Mediumship abilities there, by the way, too, and power struggles and an understanding of children and the plight of children due to the plight of your own life. So it's kind of interesting. Interesting dynamic. Kind of a strong chart, but then it softens too. So it's spiritual in the same sense. But right, I will email you later. So you are 00 and 4 seconds Libra sun. That is your sun sign. Twin charts. Oh yeah, twin charts. Let me tell you twin charts, only because my dad was a twin. The dad that adopted me. The other twin didn't live. just my dad. So the other twin passed away early. I mean, like a couple of days after birth. The way that I was taught to read twins charts, and I don't remember why you do this, so it's not really relevant, but the first twin out, so the first twin that comes out, the firstborn twin is the one that carries the birth chart. The second twin advances the chart into the squaring aspect on the same day. So my dad was an Aries twin. Actually, birthday would have been tomorrow. Yeah, April 16th. So you would advance his chart 3 months up and you would run that chart for him. So that would be a Cancer energy. And actually, when you look at him, he was a second born. Even though his birthday's in April, he was a second born, and the Cancer fits with the temperament. So I don't remember why you do it. I don't remember why that was. So I'm going to have to check back with Brian because I don't remember. Can't remember, couldn't tell you, don't know. Don't have a clue why you do it, but that's just the way I was taught to do it. Oh my God, who is sending this money? You guys, why are you sending? Now I'm going to answer this question here. Okay, thank you for doing it. It helps everyone. Oh my God, Jackie S. Jackie S is doing this again. Jackie, stop it. Nicole and Jackie, stop this. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Geez Louise. Thank you very much for that. Sincerely, thank you. And everybody all the way along that does this. Okay. Oh my God. PM on Facebook. Somebody sent me a PM on Facebook. Please read. When you're looking at twins charts, when you're looking at them though, so the firstborn baby out of the mother's belly, the first one that comes out, that carries the birthday. Keithy is doing good. I haven't talked to Keithy today. I may have to go lick his cheeks. Keithy got a big full social life. I don't get to see him much. He's on the move. Firstborn twin carries the birth chart. Secondborn twin, you advance it into a squaring aspect. So it goes exactly 3 months ahead to the squaring sign. So April, Cancer, and you would run the chart for that day. So you'd run it for July 16th from April 16th. And that's it. I don't know why, but it's always worked for me. But I can't tell you why. So maybe I'm misinformed or stupid, but that's what I believe I was taught. That's how I've been doing it. Seems to work. Obviously, twins, they come out 3 minutes apart. So you have to have some way to distinguish the energy. Otherwise, the energy would be exactly the same. And we all know they're not the same. So we all know that. Okay. We know that for sure. But let me see. Okay. You can tell me. Hold troubled offers. Lindsay's cup. She was born on. Okay. So I will answer in an email. Okay. I haven't. I'm laughing. Everybody's sending these messages, and all their messages have the masks on them. I'm like, what is that on the face? I'm trying to figure out. It's interesting though with charts. The chart is this individual. Hey, there's my birthday going up right there, August 15th, in Hollywood, California. 67 the year after me, you lucky devil. You're a year younger. So astrology is very interesting because it's very, very personal and very, very specific the way that it resonates. Although the signs have personality traits, the signs have specific karmic things within the context of their sign that all people in that sign come in to learn. So like there's a generational expression with that, with the sign and the energy of it. And then the chart individuates your sun, your moon, your rising, and all of the planets. Okay. I'm 25 minutes apart from my twin. Well, 25 minutes apart is quite interesting because that is a difference. That does make a difference in 25 minutes. Oh my God, look at you. You were like, I'm waiting to come out, unless you were the firstborn. You're like, excuse me, I'm not finished lunch yet. I'm not coming out. 25 minutes, that would just kill me. I'd be like, I push one twin out. Now I got to wait a half an hour almost to push the other one out. I'd be like, oh my God, get out. That's cute though. Okay, so 8:15 is a strong person. Yeah, well, 8:15 is a tortured person. I'm sorry. Nipsey Hussle was 8:15. Let's see. I'm gonna do an astrology thing actually, since everybody's interested in that. But hold on one sec. there's a whole thing on like a book on celebrities' birthdays. Not that we're fans of the celebrities at this point, but there's a whole book on like people born on your birthday, and it's quite interesting. I guess maybe infamous famous people's birthday on that, and it is interesting. Birthdays carry an energy with them, obviously. So okay, so people, okay, some gross people on August 15th. Well, not gross. We have Jennifer Lawrence, we have Nipsey Hussle, we already knew that. We have Ben Affleck. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, he's not on our birthday. Um, yeah, so it's interesting. Oh, there's some other people here. There's some other people. See, if you Google it, it'll tell you there's a bunch born on that. So there's some crazy guy there. Okay, Joe Jonas. Does anybody care about that? We have, I don't know who that is. We have Chief Keef. I don't know who that is. Ben Affleck. I don't know a lot of these people. They're kind of cute. Okay, let's see if we have anybody else. No. Napoleon Bonaparte. A dictator. A murdering dictator. He's born on August 15th. That makes sense though, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. There's some people, some other people. I don't see anybody really here I recognize. I mean, they're all cute. Oh, Deborah Messing. She's born on that day. Will and Grace. Yeah, you know, something's changed with her. I'm not really a fan anymore. I just don't like the look in her eyes. It's too whatever. It's too something. It's too something. Okay, so what do we want to look at astrologically? I know, let's do your sun sign. So your birthday sun sign, like your birthday, the sun in your chart. Language. The sun, I know you heard it playing, my windows open. It was a helicopter, actually. I don't think the planes fly over here. I'm not in North Hollywood where they fly right over people's houses. And I'm really surprised nothing's dropped out of the sky. Actually, in my Burbank airport, you know what was really funny? It wasn't funny. The pilot that drove into Burbank in the plane, drunk, and literally drove through onto Hollywood Way, like the nose of the plane. Like if you drive down Hollywood Way, you know what I'm talking about. The nose of the plane was literally hanging outside the Burbank airport, and across the street was like the dry cleaners, you know, the car rental. I mean, everybody is going up and down that street like crazy people all day long. There's the nose of the plane. I mean, he stopped the plane. We're very happy, but he was drunk. It's like, who fucking does this? I'm like, you're a little bit off on the depth perception. Anyway, I'm stuttering today. It's like see the bleach went into my head, but I look cute. So I will poison myself for cuteness. So really, I'm probably a hypocrite too. Okay, so let's do the sun in the houses. Your sun sign, when it's placed in a particular house. Just a basic energy of the sun sign in a particular house, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to know your aspects. I'm not going to know your degree. I'm not going to know, you know, what sign your sun sign is, because it's a lot different if you got a Pisces and you got like a Capricorn sun in there. So you have to take into consideration of the sign that your sun is in, okay? So I can't even do like, you know, Aries. Well, I could do each sign in the first house, but I'd rather do your sun sign in the house all the way around the wheel, just to give you a feel of the vibration of the sun. Because if I just do anybody that has sun in the first house, that's not going to help everybody, because everybody doesn't have sun in the first house. So we'll do the sun in the house, but we won't know what sign it's in. But this is our little exercise for tonight, okay? So this is what we're going to do. Okay, so sun placed in the first house. Empty houses. Hold on, let me answer that. Back it up. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up. Back it up. Okay, empty houses don't mean anything except that the energy is not focused there, because you will have planets throughout your lifetime transiting in and out. Planets go in and out of the houses and move around the sky basically in and out of constellations is what it's doing. And so you have many empty houses. It just means your energy is focused in one house. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it can be a balanced thing if you have a chart here, a planet here, a planet here, a planet here, whatever. But people often have a predominance of planets focused in one area when they need to focus on that in this life. So it's more about expressing the energy and what your soul came to do. And so in order to help you do that, a birth chart opens that up for you. That's what it does in theory. Some of us like to reject our birth charts because we're not happy with them right now. And we don't even know why we were born in this time frame because we don't want to be here. Not that we're unhappy that way. We just don't like this nonsense. So we want to go back to the spaceship. So I'm asking them to pick me up and nobody ever comes. Nobody ever comes. Okay, so we're going to start with Sun in the first house, the natural wheel of the zodiac, just the first house. It's actually not the natural wheel because we really don't know. We really don't know if your sun, if you're an Aries rising. So Sun in the first house, okay? Keep in mind wherever any planet is placed in the first house, okay? Oh, 4/16, my dad's birthday. 65, my first husband's birthday. Oh, God, you have that awful Pluto, Uranus, straight up tight combust conjunction there. I'm sure you're lovely. And I didn't marry you, so we didn't really have that kind of issue going on. Just having a reaction. I'm being triggered by that birthday in 1965. Triggered. Okay, so Sun in the first house. First of all, you must remember whatever planet is placed anywhere in a chart, that it takes on a slight texture of the natural wheel. So Aries is always occupying the first house. So when your sun is placed in the first house, it heightens, regardless of what sun sign your sun is in, it opens the energy in the first house. It opens it in a way where the ego is in its expression and outward, and kind of like, I'm going to use the word primitive a little bit to a degree, a little bit, I'll say primitive in that the Aries expression of the ego is like, it's basic, it's out there, it's upfront, it's like, here I am and deal with me. So Sun in the first house is allowing you to express your energy to the world, because in theory it's come from the 12th house, which is hidden, spiritual, behind the scenes, jailed, prisoned, insane, whatever. And when it comes into the first house and you're born with it in your first house, really, depending on the sign again, but whatever sign it is, you are expressing yourself outwardly to the world. So this is a lifetime where your energy is up front and center and needs to be paid attention to. It's like, I want to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to me. Sun in the first house. So Sun in the first house gives you a chance to express yourself in the very basic ways that people do. Sense of self, self-esteem, and express the energy of your sun. It also, because the sun reflects the energy towards the first male authority figure or father figure in your life, the sun expresses that energy. So the sun on that level basically is saying that when you were born, you owning the energy of sun in the first house. So the person with their sun in the first house, the father figure, your birth father at the time, I'm like trying to get it out of my head. It's like I'm drunk. Do you think I'm drunk? Maybe I'm drunk and I don't know it. I don't think I'm drunk. No, didn't drink. Anyway, the father that birthed you, so the father that had you, the birth father, he was in the beginning expression of his ego at the time you were born. And as a result, as a child, you are an expression of that. So you express the father's energy with it being placed in the first house. So there is that kind of an expression. Now, again, whatever sign it's in, whatever aspects are hitting it, those things are going to play into how the texture of it. And I want you to look at astrology like this. So when you're looking at a chart, it is a birth map of potential. Now, do we all live up to our potential? I'm going to go no with that. Some of us do overachieving in the opposite direction on purpose, okay? Some of us are like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to go the opposite way back, right? So most of us don't live up to our potential, but astrology is layered. So you are born as a person. So like I was born as a baby and I'm a white girl. So And I had hazel eyes. So I'm white, I'm hazel, and I'm like average height, average everything. Just like, whatever, little white kid. So astrology is like being born as a baby, right? With your skin, with your eye color, with your height, with your gene code. And then you know how women put makeup on over. So some people play their eyes up, some people play their mouth up, some people play their ears up, some people play their, breasts up, whatever. Astrology is layered like that. You're starting with the premise from a palette that is potential. What you do with it and how you layer it is how astrology works. Planets come in, planets go out. So they start in a position, but then they move and things move on to them and things happen. So it's very much like a palette putting on makeup, right? So it's you start off with a clean face and then you add things and it creates certain experiences. The same thing with an astrology chart. So, and I have to drink more water. My God, I'm thirsty and I'm sweating, or I'm having hot flashes again, or I have the virus and I have a fever. I do not have the virus and I have no fever. I just thought I'd throw that in there for effect. Sun in the second house. Sun in the second house means basically, again, depends on your rising sign, depends on your sun sign. But sun in the second house is somebody that's coming onto the planet. Because remember, the second house is natally ruled by Taurus. So sun in the second house means that a person is coming on to this planet in this life to build something. The sign that your sun is in will tell you what you're building, okay? So like if your sun's in Aries, that's different than it being in Taurus, than it being in Gemini, than it being in Scorpio. It's going to show you the foundation that you're building in this lifetime in order to move the soul forward. So it's going to show you that. It's also going to be an expression of how you see your world. So what is your foundation? What is your belief system? How do you focus on things? Do you believe what you were taught? Do you believe what you weren't taught? Do you believe other people's viewpoints? So it's about harnessing your own viewpoint and building a platform from that within your life. So that could be your family, your kids, your schooling, your work, whatever it is you do. It's very interesting in the second house because it also operates, again, well, I can't even go into that. It'll be a little bit too much right now. But the second house operates on your sense of self and self-worth, and as a result, what you can build from it. So again, it's going to depend what sign your sun is in, the aspects, and the other things, if any, the aspects basically. So it's a foundational. Sun in the second house is about building foundations. Your foundation as a person, what you believe and how you move forward, and your life. So what philosophy do you carry through life? What do you think of in life? Like, are you Mormon? Are you Christian? Are you, completely atheist, anarchist? Are you, hostile, rebellious? Are you agreeable and comfortable and conformist? What is it you are in your life? And from that viewpoint, what do you then build from it? So sun in the second house is very much like that. Anarchist period. I'm with you. Anarchist. Power to the people. Oh God, I've got to stop. I'm telling you, I'm Cuban from a past life. And I feel like I got to overthrow Castro. Okay, we're over that. All right, so sun in the third house. Okay, remember the third house, the undercurrent of it is Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and it's also the undercurrent of thought and the way we process thought and our environment. So what is in our environment? Okay, so what is in our day-to-day world? Like when we go out, what is in our neighborhood? Basically nothing, because we're quarantined, or rather we've agreed to be prisoned in our own homes. Who does that? I don't want to be in my own home under guard and lock and key. However, sun in Gemini is basically a person is born in, they're learning how to communicate in their immediate environment. This is your home, this is your school, this is your neighborhood, your country, your church, your community, all of those things. You are learning how to communicate in your life in that way. So depending on your sun sign is how you will texture that communication. So the third house also opens the mind up to learning, speaking, learning, speaking. So the third house person, sun in the third house, this is going to be a very active person. Even if your sun is in Pisces and it's in the third house of Gemini, it's going to quicken that Pisces energy so that you are more talkative, more creative, more going everywhere. It's going to quicken that energy. In the third house also, it opens up the mind to be able to study and study in different directions. So something about the third house sun has asked to come in with versatility in this life. So a versatility of thought and communication. So that's how it feels to me with the sun in the third house. Again, I would have to know the sign and know the aspects, but it's going to be in that aspect. You're going to be focused on communication, what's going on in your neighborhood, how it's happening, how do you formulate those ideas, how do you convey those ideas. So it gives the sun a little bit of don't know how to lie. Sun in the third house, don't know how to lie. Well, you better start learning. Because when they say, do you have your mask? You're supposed to go like this. I do. I do. I follow orders, sir. Please. Okay, sorry, I get distracted. It's the Cuban thing again. I'm channeling someone Cuban. There's an angry Cuban in my mind. Oh God. Okay, so sun in the fourth house. Now, sun in the fourth house is interesting because when your sun is placed in the fourth house, it's very karmic there. So the position is, the fourth house is basically the expression. How do I want to word this? The expression is finding oneself by acknowledging the shadow side of oneself. So sun in the fourth house is a good position, but it's karmic and it brings up everything that's hidden beneath the surface, every little weird ass thing in your head and everything that you need to learn to express that you're afraid of in the fourth house. So in the fourth house, it's bringing up the experience of, in order to belong, what is it I need to do? How do I move through those things that I don't want to do that are hidden in my background so that I can open myself up to belong in this space that I want to call my house or my home or my family. So it's very much influenced by the undercurrent of Cancer that lives in the fourth house. So there's that feeling of what do I need to get rid of in my life in order to connect in a familiar sense with that which is around me, which is very hard in the fourth house. But it's also a very good position because then it brings in all the other qualities depending on the sign and the aspects. Just know that I'm saying that all the way along. It's shadow work for sure in the fourth house, big time. Because the soul comes in, I know whoever is confused, wait, I have a double wheel chart. Okay, so somebody did transits for you. You have to go get a single wheel chart. I don't know what the other wheel is. I'm assuming it's transits or progressions or something else or somebody else's chart. Maybe composite. I don't know because I just don't know. But anyway, the fourth house is very interesting because it's very, very it's karmic. It's on the parental axis and the soul is coming in to actually let go of and gain at the same time. So it's a difficult position, but it's a good position, but it's hard work. So it's not for the faint at heart. Okay, so sun in the fifth house, okay? Remember, the fifth house has the undercurrent of Leo. So when your sun is placed in the fifth house, you are expressing yourself through your creative endeavors. You are expressing yourself in a creative way. You are channeling your energy into all sorts of creative pursuits. Creative pursuits could be anything from like how you raise your kids to how you create a TV show to how you create yourself as an athlete to how you do your drawings, how you do your writings. What is it you do that creates the essence of who you are? Okay, so how do you gain your sense of self through your creations? It's also the beginning. Remember the fifth house. It's the fifth. You've come out of Cancer where you've done all of your shadow work and all of that stuff. And then you go into, I'm seeing hearts. Look, I'm like, oh, blanking out. You go into the first expression of the creative ego. So it's like I exist and I create this and I connect through this creation. So the fifth house is about expression of the self in a slightly egotistical way, but not. Okay, it's not like, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger and, hey, although he could really fit in there. I think he is a Leo, or maybe he's a Cancer, Leo rising, or Leo Cancer rising. Shit, I forget. But the fifth house is the first expression of the creative urge on a soul level. So this is the person that says, I think that I can sing. I want to sing. I think that I can build a business from the ground up. I want to do that. I think that I can whatever. I want to explore that. So Sun in the fifth house is about coming into this life, getting creative vision, and pushing yourself with sense of self to do that, to move it forward. So it is the creative expression. And then you go to the Sun in the sixth house. The sixth house is occupied natally by Virgo. So any sun sign in the sixth house has that undercurrent of Virgo in there, which means it's a little bit nitpicky. Okay, I'm kidding. Sorry. I won't get that way, but a lot of people in my family have a lot of that Virgo energy, a lot, and they are nitpicky. So Sun in the sixth house is interesting because it is to be of service, and it is to educate through focused mindset. So Sun in the sixth house, whatever it is you do, whether you're a busboy or a rocket science, your work is to be of service, which both of those would be, and the focus is to perfect that service. So Sun in the sixth house is really focusing their energy on coming through that. Judgmental, yes, because it's a Virgo influence. Come on, Virgo, what do we do? So we know how Virgos, come on, you know Virgos. The other aspect is, depending on the aspect with whatever hits your sixth house, okay, whatever hits your sixth house, however your Sun is aspected, this can also be focusing on the physicality of your life in this life. So Virgo, sixth house, there's a physicality to it. So you're very aware of things that are physical. You can either make it work well, or you can step back and not make it work well. So the sixth house is a kind of a dichotomy of both the physical and the mental, and it's of service, but it's through focused intellect and study. So the sixth house very much is like that, Sun in the sixth house. Okay, so then we go to Sun in the seventh house. Undercurrent is Libra, Cuban. I am Cuban. I'm not Canadian, it's Cuban. I've been putting too many letters in there. It's Cuban. So Sun in the seventh house, that gives it a Libra undertone. So when you place your Sun in the seventh, this is the first expression outward publicly. So this is very much about relationships and balancing those relationships, okay? So learning how to balance those relationships in a very public sense. The seventh house is what takes us out publicly. We've done all of this work that's behind the scenes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Now we're ready to bring it up front and center and go out public. So the Sun in the seventh house opens up our aspects of interacting with people on a public level. So it puts you out there publicly. So all of your preparation is now what your expression will be with Sun in the seventh house. And it's very interesting because Sun in the seventh house can mean you can go into all kinds of work. Like you could technically go into customer service, telephone operator, diplomatic person, problem solver, assistant to crazy people, helping them solve their problems. Like it's very, 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 it's very interactive with the public, even if you are not public. So Sun in the seventh house moves you forward in that way. Now, it goes from the seventh house into Scorpio. And as Sun in the seventh house is in its first expression publicly, when the Sun hits the eighth house or lives in the eighth house, it is the first expression of the energy to go underground and to deal with that which is not seen. So it is the undercurrent of the metaphysical, the spiritual, all of those things, and all of those things energetically that could be manipulative, that could be manipulative, that could be spiritual, metaphysical, witchcraft, occult, financial, all of the things that are used to pull energy back and forth. It is also a house of doing shadow work with it, because it's all things that are unexplored that we keep locked in the back energetically that people can't see. And Sun in the 8th house is asking you to understand that you are both a physical person and there are other components to that physical person. So Sun in the 8th house will give you insight into things that you probably don't want to know about yourself, i.e., again, shadow work. So you're probably not going to want to do that. However, if you're born with Sun in the 8th house, it's kind of your karma. But you may really go into the pursuit of things about finding out other people's secrets and peccadillos. So like counselors, psychics, astrologers, therapists, sex therapists, financial therapists, fucked up serial killers. Sorry, that was a joke. Occupy Sun in the 8th house. It's very dynamic, but the undercurrent of it has the scorpionic energy underneath. So any sun sign in the 8th house is going to lead you to explore what is not seen or said overtly out front. Detective, good word, whoever just said that. Detective, fact finder, stalker, however you want to word it, you will do this. But it's all about what's underneath the surface. So actually, if you want to give an example of Sun in the 8th house, you could use coal miners or people that mine underneath the earth, literally, okay? Like literally things like that. So from the 8th house, it goes into the 9th house, okay? The 9th house is occupied by the sign of Sagittarius in the natal wheel. And the 9th house is all of those things and explorations that are things that we don't understand. So it's higher learning philosophically, higher learning educationally. So it would be universities and schools that go past university would be occupied in the 9th house. A person with their Sun in the 9th house is exploring in this life. They are learning in every single way that they can. Because they are the opposite of the 3rd house. So they are learning in advanced ways. These are people, in my experience with Sun in the 9th house, that can go very much in and out of different kind of religions and different kind of circumstances within those religions. So while they were being raised in this religion, how did they react to it? And then how did they get themselves out to it? But so it's really about the progression of the human soul from childlike state to evolved philosopher through experience would be the 9th house to me. That's how it would be. And it's all of the education, all of the learning, and all of those things. But it really can start off way down here and go all the way up there and everything in between until they learn. And then the expression is elevated. So the 9th house is an interesting house. It's a house that I like, actually. Some houses I don't, but I do like the 9th house. It's exploratory. So they're exploring in this life. So it's an exploratory house. Then the Sun goes into the 10th house, equally as important as the 4th house, because all of the work that you've been doing around the chart with your Sun in the 10th house, which gives it a Capricorn undertone, because Capricorn lives in the 10th house natally. So the Sun in the 10th house, the focus, it's also on the parental axis, but the focus is on bringing everything that you've learned and pushing it literally out public and making it into a drive and a force and a career as opposed to a work. The career is through all of the other signs that you've learned through and elevating it up. So it's a very focused and forceful house. Now, it's also a house of structure. So it brings the person into the mindset of structure. We need to structure this. We need to structure that. We need to structure, because It wants to focus the energy so that it can bring what it has to out into the world in a very public sense. And it's all of those things that are traditional and focused, and it will come from the belief that it doesn't have the power. So it is a house of power. So the 10th house, I mean, they're very powerful. The energy is extremely powerful at that point. It's a very powerful house. And so it brings its energy up front and center, out public and forceful. It's also karmically destined. So whatever the career is with the person with the sun in the 10th house is a karmic path for them. Like the 4th house. The 4th house is shadow work. The 10th house is karmic structure within the context of your work career. Okay, and not just work. Like if you're a busboy, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally things that we would call career. Elevates it up career-wise. So the 10th house, it doesn't matter if your 10th house is empty. We're only talking about the sun through the house. And if your 10th house is empty, it's not going to be empty always because planets transit through there. So there's always planets that transit through the 10th house. So it's not empty and other things affect it. So just don't worry about things being empty. Empty doesn't matter. Empty just means you have less garbage to pull out of that house or that room. So empty room, good. Cluttered room, I don't know, more to focus on. Look at it that way. But the 10th house is bringing with you your power. So it's the sun's expression of power. So it's the first time that the energy has power and is unlocked there. So that is a good position for it. I also like the 10th house. Okay, sun in the 11th house. Sun in the 11th house is interesting because from power, we go to the concept of what can be created. So people with sun in the 11th house, it's an Aquarius undertone, and the Aquarius undertone, okay, is that of friends and dreams and goals. However, sun in the 11th house puts the thinking, okay, the thinking of the person, and it humanizes it, okay? So 11th house, I almost said 10th house. Look, my mouth is so dry. I can't understand what's going on. I feel like somebody put, I really hope I didn't eat that. I was thinking about it. Somebody put the packet thing that dries up, dries up food. I wonder if I ate that. I'm kidding. My mouth is incredibly dry. It's uncomfortably dry at this point. Okay, so sun in the 11th house has a lot to do with the person basically giving their energy to those around them to help those people accomplish what they need. So the sun in the 11th, pardon me, is a humanitarian sun position. It can be egotistical too because its opposition is in the 5th. But it is bringing and elevating those around them, so in a group sense, and it is allowing these people to formulate and construct ideas, dreams, and goals with the help of the person in the 11th house. So the person in the 11th house is instrumental in a lot of people's lives, setting them on their path. It's a natural thing that they do. So that is a very interesting thing. That is very interesting, actually. So sun in Aquarius, or I'm sorry, sun in the 11th with the Aquarius undertone is that of the humanitarian, but it's that of information and insight into how other people will move onto their path and guidance. So it's really a sun sign of guidance, in my opinion, just my opinion. So then we go to the sun in the 12th house. This is difficult. I'm an owner of this, and it's a difficult one because first of all, with your sun in the 12th house, it means, how do I want to word this? You come into this life with energy. Look, okay, sorry, hair, must get hairspray to have on set so I can spray my hair. Because my makeup team is gone because they're quarantined at home. I'm kidding. Okay, sun in the 12th house. 12th house is Pisces. So the sun in the 12th house is a house of sacrifice and service. It's a house of spiritual insight and karma. It's a house of mental imprisonment and torture. And it's a house of expression and freedom in a spiritual way. And it goes between all of that. Also remember, sun in the 12th house is the accumulation of all 12 signs before it. So it is a combination. So there isn't one description for Sun in the 12th house because the energy will go in and out of the 12th house. It's spiritual, it's metaphysical, it's all kinds of different things in the 12th house. So I know, don't worry about being mixed up. You'll get it, just listen to more. It is a feeling of past life colliding with current life. And the 12th house Sun understands that. They are always coming from past karmic insight into current karmic insight into changing karmic insight is how I would word it. So Sun in the 12th house is very much like that. It can be mental imprisonment, it can be drug addiction, and it can be person who works as psychic or astrologer. Hello. Can be all of those things. And it can be like being a Pisces. So it is accumulation of all of that energy. Okay, you guys. All right. So now I literally have to sign out because my mouth is so dry. I am like dying here. And wait, did somebody just send me something again? Let me see. I want to see. Oh, that's Jackie again. Good. Because I will be talking to Jackie too. Okay. So, and thank everybody. Let's see this one right here. Thanks from a Taurus Sun, Scorpio Moon, Virgo rising. That's lucky for money this year. That's also a hell of a lot of earth, but it's good for money. Start a new business because of this. Start a new business. Taurus Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Virgo. Start business. Start something business with this. And start it closer to the month of Scorpio. So start at end of October, probably like the 24th of October on. So plan it and start it. Okay, so what I wanted to say is thank you everybody for sending super chats and super stickers. Thank you for that. And thank you for tuning in. And also, I will be answering those questions I said I would. And if it takes me slightly longer, like 2 days, please don't yell at me. I'm doing my best, so don't yell at me. And I will be back very soon. And I'm really sorry, but my mouth is literally dry. And so I must go. So I want, oh yeah. Okay, so our mantra is, I am abundantly healthy, happy, and joyous now. And then we really want to pray that people see and take a stand for their own freedom, however that happens, however it is that they do it. We want to do that. But basically, we are healthy. So I am abundantly healthy, happy, and joyous now. We put the I am and the now at the end, and the words that we are in between. Not I want to be, not I will be, none of that. I am right now. And there goes my voice again. All right, you guys. Bye. I love you all, and thank you so much. Bye. I'm abundantly refreshed and replenished. That's just making me laugh. Good night, you guys.